pitch a Toastmasters with a truth and false game. And for my final project, I want to repeat it. Out of the 3 statements about me, please guess which one is wrong. Guys, come on. I was never married, but I do have a daughter. Not by blood, but by heart. I didn't carry her, but I do care about her. I didn't give her birth, but I do give her love. Her name is Sophie. She's 3.5 years old, and she's adorable. I met her for the first time when Sophie was just 2 months old. But that week, little Sophie had lost her mom. And the only remaining relative is her 60 years old grandmother. My friend and I support them. Unlike Sophie, there are many children that are left without any support and have no one to care about them. As of June 2018, 5,631 children in Kazakhstan live in orphanages. It is equivalent to the kids in 9 schools, 512 football teams, or as many as 60 groups of people like we have in this room now. All these children grew up facing scarcity in food, clothes, toys, and most importantly, love. They have deep psychological trauma because they lack care and love. I remember being frightened by the reaction of kids when they saw candies that we would bring to the orphanages. And they tried to put as much as they could, filling their mouth and pockets. They just don't know when the next candy would come. It was so heartbreaking to see a 2-year-old come up to you, take your hand, look into your eyes, and say, "Mommy." Above everything, these children lack love. Did you know there are no orphanages in the US? Because there are more parents that are willing to adopt than there are orphans. It is not a remote problem. Who, if not us, progressive, a bit more privileged young people, could take care of these children? Adoption is not only for the people who are infertile or cannot have babies biologically. You can make a difference in a child's life. And there are many different ways of doing it, and there are many different examples that inspire us to do. For example, a family in my church adopted a 10-year-old boy, even though they have 4 biological children. It's not for their abundant income. It's just because they have so much abundant love that they are willing to share. Wouldn't you spare just one more bowl of soup or one more hug? Another example is my colleague who sends $15 a month to a girl in Africa. For the girl, for my friend, it's just 10 cups of coffee or just 2 restaurant meals. But for that girl, it's everything she needs for survival. Another member of my church, Aitkul, I recently adopted a girl. Aitkul, when she was a teenager herself, she had an accident and damaged her eye. And because of that, her appearance changed, and she was mocked by her classmates and had so many problems in her life. And having gone through all of it, now being 55 years old, she decided to adopt a girl with physical development problems in order to help her overcome all the challenges she might face. Another example is my American professor who adopted a girl from Russia. His wife quit her job and devoted more than 8 hours per day for 2 years with no weekends and holidays, just to devote to go through the whole this adoption process. What kind of extra love and devotion one must have to go to the end? And I was even more surprised when I learned that their daughter is both physically and mentally challenged. If there wouldn't be people like Aitkul or my professor, we wouldn't have Steve Jobs, Nelson Mandela, John Lennon, Jamie Foxx, and many other legends. If not for their adopting parents who surrounded them with love, care, and all the resources, I doubt that they would become who they became. I dream that someday there are no orphanages on Earth, and that one day there are no abandoned kids. And if there are, they have even more loving parents. Because there are no unwanted children. There are just